Everybody. And if you can't see what is different about that person, learn about that person, it's again psychology. Why is that one person being hated in the class? Why is that one person being liked so much in the class? It's not got to do always with studies or sports. But apart from that, you might still like a person. You might be very average. It's the personality. It's the way to help other people when they are in need. The way you come across and help them in studies, it could be anything. Always come forward and help. When you see the difference, how people who don't like you will start liking you. Always try and help, wherever you are. It could be road, streets, anywhere, outside. I've seen a lot of people, when a cycle, someone falls up, they just keep going. They never get off and help. It's a simple thing, but they won't do it. But you should do it. Make it a point. When you guys are out, it could be simple things. Somebody's bag might fall off. Somebody's, something might fall. The cycle might fall. Some book might get lost. Someone's book is lost, no one's bottle. Go get a little effort. You might find the book, you might not find the book. But the fact that you spent that 5 minutes searching for it gives a lot of confidence to your friends. It's that effort you take every time to be friendly, helpful, and that will help you grow as a personality later in life. Okay? Now, I've just got a few. Everybody wants to know how a photo shoot is done with celebrities, with actors, actresses, and stuff like that. Lot in your workplace, in school, is because when I shoot, even if it's a new person, when I shoot with, you should be able to communicate and get the best out of them. Not everyone is, like if you take Mr. Vikram, he's very, very friendly, outgoing. Even before you talk, he'll start talking. He'll go out of the way, from the spot boy to the FMP guy, to the smallest guy, to the biggest guy in the studio, he'll go and talk. But if you take Mr. Vijay, he's a little more reserved, he's more quiet. He'll quietly sit down and say, if I want a shot, I'll have to tell him exactly what I want and give him exactly that. So there are different kinds of people. Like if you take Surya, everything from styling, the way the clothes are done, the hairstyle, the makeup. So when you see someone outdoor, it's not just the sunlight. There's a lot of light equipment which is involved to get that kind of look. You see these skimmers which are used to diffuse sunlight to get a very soft light. Understand that because we see just 2 stars or something, but behind every shoot there are some 100 people who work in terms of lighting, styling, location, makeup, hair, caravans. There are about 100 people who work towards this thing. anything, it could be anything, the way you take pictures. That was when I was 23 years old. I was just starting off photography, 24 years old. So now, for me to go stand there and shoot that legend is not easy. Where do I start? How do I talk to him? How do I even tell him what to do? But amazing thing about Mr. Ganeshan was, when I went home, his manager told me he's not too well, don't make him walk up and down, make him stand too long. So I said okay, and I was trying to be, because his house is very interesting, they had lovely staircases, so I had a lot of ideas to frame and shoot, but because I was worried that he's not too well, I was a little worried. So finally I got the courage to say I wanted him to stand on a landing on top in a staircase. The moment he went there, with great difficulty, the lights were not working, something wrong with the flash. So I took a chair, I went up the staircase near the landing and put the chair, sir, if you don't mind, for 5 minutes I sat there. He said, you think I cannot stand? என்ன பார்த்தா உங்களுக்கு வயசானதான் தெரியுதா? நான் நிற்பேன். I said, okay. I went back. So it just shows, and I'll say, because he's so senior, I don't even want to say, do this, do that. I thought he said, he's also waiting, I was also waiting. Then after some time, so do it. I said, I'm ready. I said, I'm also ready. You tell me what I should do. So that's when I realized, whoever you are, when you take into photography, it's your job and you have to get it right. So you have to ask them to do what exactly you want. He said, so it's a learning process where you learn however big they are, but they are also ready to learn, you know. And they respect your professionalism by saying, you tell me what to do. How can I tell him what to do? That's what I thought. But I realized they come from that school of work where they respect cinematographers, directors, and they listen to them perfectly the way. He would wait till you tell him exactly what to do and he will do that. So for me to go stand there and shoot that legend was not easy. My hands were shivering, my legs were shivering, you know. But when I went there, and the moment he said, you tell me what to do, and there is no stopping. After that, I never had a problem shooting anybody. We've shot with actors, we've shot with politicians, we've shot with so many people. What happens is, always remember, wherever you go, I've seen students, even me as a student I've seen, the moment you enter somewhere, you're numb and dumb and just stand there. Don't do that. You should be confident wherever you go. Even if you go meet your principal, there's a way of, you give him respect. But that doesn't mean you have to hide under a corner or under the carpet. I've seen a lot of people doing that everywhere. They go to a new place, there's no confidence. There should be confidence to stand. You can be 5-year-old, you can be 10-year-old, you can be 15-year-old. You are who you are. You have a name. Everyone has a name, right? You have a name. There's a personality behind you, which is yet to be explored later. You will become someone tomorrow. But remember that you have to have respect. You should have to respect yourself first for other people to respect you. If you don't have confidence to stand up and stand there and ask a question, that's not good. Always remember, whatever it is, you can make a fool of yourself, doesn't matter, because this is the time to make a fool of yourself. Only if you ask questions today, it doesn't matter if they laugh at you. You cannot ask this question after 10 years. It will be very difficult. As days go by, it's going to become more difficult to ask a simple question because you're worried they might laugh at you. So in school and college is the time you're a student. You are come here to learn. So ask questions and learn whatever doubts you have. Clear your doubts. This is the right time till college. After that, it's very difficult. So that's why you come in a uniform. That's why you're all in white. Because you're a student. Why have you come here? To learn. To learn. What is learning? People impart knowledge. But if you have a doubt, you have to get up and ask. It could be any subject. It can be however stupid it is, don't worry about it. I have asked questions. I don't care. Because even now I ask questions. I don't care because I want to know what it is. If I don't ask questions, I become ignorant. I'll never learn. Even today, I ask questions. However simple it is. I ask questions to my assistants who are 20 years younger than me. I don't care because they come from a different generation. I come from a different generation. See, especially photography, what happens is they think it's all about to do with fashion. When I was 25, 27, I used to do a lot of fashion shoots. It's easy because I am 27, the model is for 25, 26, 20, okay fine. Then you're 30 years old. Then what happens? Then there's a bridge because all your actors are always young because they're not going to be 60 years old. They're all again 20, 19. And how do you interact? Then I become 35 years old. Then how do I again interact? How do I get the job? Then I'm 40 years old. Then I'm 45. How do you keep that rapport of communicating, whoever it is? It could be a 5-year-old kid, 10-year-old kid, 20-year-old kid, or a 25-year-old youth. It doesn't matter. You need to communicate and you shouldn't feel shy to ask questions. It's a very important thing that you will have to learn. Always ask questions. Today I too ask questions because there are a lot of technological advance which happens. I ask Mahesh every time something wrong with the comp, I ask him. Even I won't be able to set it right, he can set it right. I have no issues about it because everything keeps changing so fast and you can't keep learning everything. There's a limit to what we can learn also, but still we try and learn what is necessary for our work, right? If you have to go to one place, I need to know the route to that place. I don't need to know the route to go to some other place, but at least my workplace, somewhere I have to go, I need to know the route. So that much of knowledge we need. So for that, please ask questions. Okay, ask.
Sir, how can you change the light to the situation like when Vikram was wearing the black suit and holding the gun, the light was dark. And when Vikram and Trisha were together, the light was bright. How can you...
Yeah, see, that's what. See, what you see in the video is what is ambient light, like the light which is happening here. But the moment the photographer shoots me with the flash, I look bright, right? When you see me, it's dull. It's only one small light here. But when you shoot me with the flashlight, I look bright. But that is not the way it is, the way you see, because that is that moment of flash which is captured onto the camera. Okay, the same thing happens there. When we shoot, it's all dark. You see, when Vikram's thing will all be dark. It's only one light which goes pop, pop. That's the flashlight. That instant of 1/25th of a second flash which what registers. When Vikram jumps in air, it's all frozen because it's a flashlight. It just freezes the image and that is registered onto the digital back. So this is in still photography, you use a lot of flash. You use a lot of flashlight because it freezes the moment of that. Even if you're running, or even it could be even a great speed, it could be your car. I told you a bullet, you can freeze it. You can't see it with your eye, but with the flash you can freeze the image. So you need flashlights which you see the flash, no, that you have a camera. But here we have bigger flashlights which have got cloth on it to make it look softer. You see in regular cameras with a flashlight on top, it is harsh, it'll hit you on the case, it'll be flat and white. But here what we do is we have a kind of a thing built over it like a cloth, and then we put cloth over it so that the light passes through the cloth and diffuses the light. So light which comes very soft. Okay? Well, any other question? Have you got? Good, I like that. No, that is a video camera which they use for. Yeah, that is the video camera. Shooting photography is still pictures. Okay, still pictures you use a still camera, and for movies which is moving, they use a cinematography. That is movie camera, where they have earlier they used to have film which will run continuously. Now it's all digital. Okay, so there is still camera, there is a movie camera, and there is a video camera. Movie cameras are very expensive. Each camera with lenses will cost up to close to 4 crores, 3 crores. Movie cameras. Still cameras are also expensive. They will come up to about 50 lakhs to 60 lakhs because they are large format cameras. Video cameras, these are video cameras which are used for recording weddings, this kind of functions. This is not that expensive. This must be around 25 to 30. It depends on the lenses. Okay? That's the difference between cameras. All you have to do is, when you have the chance, go onto the net, Google cameras, and then learn from that. Because now you have the advantage of internet where you can just log on and say cameras and it'll give you all the details.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome.
Sir, that video shot, sir.
Yeah.
The camera. That video I see that one light no, sir. Light that upward, sir. Up that, sir.
Pardon?
That, that light was that upper.
It's on top, is it?
Yes.
You want to know why it is on top?
Yes, sir. That shop was that.
Okay, you want to talk in Tamil, tell me Tamil.
Sir, the light is on, sir.
Ama.
And the video la mala paathen.
Ama. Don't laugh. He's asking a question. He's got the guts to ask.
The mala sir.
Tell the principal. He'll ask him. He wants to know?
He would like to know why the light is in the top.
Fantastic question. Very good question. See, very fantastic. See, that's what I call observation. Why is light on the top? Have you ever seen light on the floor? It can be, but today what he did was fantastic because why is light always on the top? Why is the flash always on the camera? Why can't the flash be under the camera? Can anyone answer that? Because the sun is always on top. Have you seen sun from the floor? Same thing. We are used to that. We are used to seeing, we recognize a face because it is lit from the top. You put the light at the bottom, you won't even know who that is. You understand? You put a person upside down, a face, you can't recognize them. This is the reason, is because sunlight, light is always from the sky. Light is always from the sky. So that is the basic thing which we as humans have acknowledged, and our system works towards that. So the moment you see in movies they want to show someone in a very negative character, they put the light at the bottom. The shadow of the nose will fall here. The shadow of the eyelashes will fall. You won't even know how to recognize that person. So that's a very fantastic question, because light is on the top because light is from the sky, and that is how a person looks good. The moment you put light from the bottom, you won't look good. You won't even recognize you. Good question.
So what is the difference between a professional photographer and a wildlife photographer?
See, both are professional. A lot of people have seen, I like wildlife, I like to go to forest and shoot. Very important thing is nothing wrong. It's all aspirations. Even I want to be a wildlife photographer. But I'll tell you something. Wildlife photography is the toughest thing on earth. It's the toughest kind of photography you can get into. It's not easy. It is, you need a lot of stamina, interest, where you can handle pain, torture in terms of weather, because my friend is a wildlife Shekhar Dattatri, I don't know whether you know. He's done a lot of wildlife films in Silent Valley, on tigers, on cobras. The thing is, he wanted to become a wildlife photographer because he liked animals. He didn't want to become a photographer because he wanted to be a photographer. He wanted to become a wildlife photographer because he liked animals. He saw, how can I stay close to animals? By taking a photograph. I can study them with photographs. I can go closer to them. Because he was interested in insects. He was interested in snakes. He was interested in frogs, crocodiles. He was interested in making films on elephants. Because of his interest in zoology and botany, which took him because how do you stay close to nature? Through photography. So the interest came because of his interest in wildlife. Not because he wanted to have a camera zoom lens and stuff like that. And so when they go to shoot in wildlife, some of the shots, they stay on the trunk of a tree with a small tent. They sit there, I'm telling you, on the tree, they just sit there. They have a tent which is covered, obviously when it rains. And here it rains continuously. There are leeches, you know leeches, that worm which will stick into your skin and start drinking your blood. It's only 1 centimeter. But the moment it latches onto your skin, it will become 4-5 inches thick. It will suck blood. Lots of them will be, especially in Silent Valley, Western Ghats. They sit there, and for 3 weeks, 2 weeks, they are on the tree. Toilet is on the tree, cooking is on the tree, and when they come back after a shoot after a month, they are 15 kgs down. They live on cans, corn cans, rice cans. They open, eat, put it back into the bag. That's it. That's how they do. You should see. You must all be watching a lot of Discovery Channel, National Geographic. How do you find those birds coming in, sitting inside a tree, bark, woodpeckers going inside? How do they do it? They make holes. They put the cameras there. For many months they record it. What you see is just a half-an-hour program. But you know how long a wildlife film takes? 2 years, 3 years for that half-an-hour footage. So that is the kind of effort. And the equipment, they have bow and arrows. They'll hit the branch, they put a rope, then they climb up. And they sit there for many. So one film will take minimum 1 year to 3 years. What you watch for 30 minutes in National Geographic will take you 1 year. So that's the kind of effort which gets into wildlife. It's one of the toughest form of photography. You want to get into wildlife now? Yeah.
Happy morning, sir. Happy morning, sir.
Hi.
Okay. How to handle the person who taking photograph?
I didn't get you, sorry.
How to handle the person to taking photograph?
Handle means the person whom you are shooting.
Yeah.
As I told you earlier, when you interact with people, that is, see, I have a brief. The director has told me I want this kind of shots. Now, when you interact with the person, there might be very different kinds of people. For example, when I shot with Mr. Ilaiyaraaja for an ad shoot, Mr. Ilaiyaraaja is very, very shy. He doesn't like to spend too much of time. He'll compose his music, he'll come for the shoot for 5 minutes and he'll go off. So I went to his studio by about morning 9 o'clock. I assume it will take half an hour for lighting. He will maximum spend 15 minutes for the shoot and I'll be back in the studio. So I called up my office and said I'll be back by 10:30, 11 I should be back. The moment I went in, I finished the shoot at 2:30 in the afternoon. For 4 hours, we were talking. We were shooting and talking, shooting and talking. What I did was I had a flip camera, flipped Sony video camera. I just recorded as we were talking, his life, how he as a child, how he left his village with his brothers, how he came to Chennai, how he slept in Pondi Bazaar platforms, how he knocked on each one's door for a chance to compose music, how he joined MSV, how he joined under them, how he went on talking. He started talking, we were shooting different things. So finally what happened was, shot with the guitar. Yeah. I'll show you one picture. He has to know physics, he has to know light, he has to know chemistry. If you don't know physics, chemistry, you can't do photography because it is a very technical thing at that point in time. Because your lab work is chemistry, lighting is physics. And then you have the mechanical process of the camera. So earlier we were all shooting in film. And then by 99, 2000, film started phasing out. Then digital technology started coming in, where it started with 1 megapixel camera, 2 megapixel camera. Today, professionally, we shoot up to 40 megapixels, which we shoot right now. The cameras are capable. Film was a lot more fun because you know why? Because you don't know what you're going to get. You have to shoot, you have to wait for 1 day because you have to process and only get it. Today, digital technology, you shoot, you can see immediately at the back of the camera. It's so much more easier today. At that point of time, if you do a mistake, you won't know till you get the process roll. And sometimes if they don't use the right chemistry, that is the chemicals in the process, they can spoil your negative. So you will go all around shooting, come back with a lot of difficulty. If someone doesn't process it, you have to go back again to shoot. So it is, you can't even go back, you'll be finished. So the risk factor was so much more when using films. And with films, you had the advantage of, when they look at a photographer, they respect you because they think only you know. It's like magician. It is all like magic because you don't see the final product for 2 to 3 days. So then now it's all digital technology, it's become easier now. So everyone's getting into photography because of their cell phones. Okay?
Thank you, sir. Since our guest is very busy person, we should not disturb his time schedule. Let us
one
wind up with
question,
the
one
last question.
question.
Last question.
Sir, tell the advantages and disadvantages of nowadays camera.
See, there are no disadvantages of today's camera. There's only advantages, 100, 200, 300% advantage. Because we used to suffer with film cameras. That's what I told you just now. With film, it was very, 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 very difficult to shoot. you need to work under a photographer for 3 to 4 years to understand the medium of film, how it is processed, how it is loaded. There are different kinds of films. There are 35mm rolls, there are medium format rolls, 120 format. Then there are the larger format. That is the, I don't know whether you've seen these bigger cameras with lab bellows those days. They have a bigger camera. It's about 8 by, the negative size will be 8